Hey, what's going on, everybody? This is Michael, the Leo Mystic. This is where I will look at both the light and the dark in the chart for the 14th until the 20th of March. Equinox, equal day, equal night. In Aries, boom, fire, let's get going. And that's why, this week is really about finishing up, ending. And we'll be talking about the equinox next week a lot more. Because there's so much going on this week, and I want to focus on some things in particular. One of those things is the full moon in Virgo, obviously. You can download my PDF, the astrological guide, the full moon guide in Virgo for free. Or you can choose to contribute $4.99. That's totally up to you. If you want to support me, the link is in the description below and will be activated on Wednesday. So, make sure to keep an eye on when it happens. I'll be posting it on Instagram as well. Or you can just, click on the link on Wednesday. So, we're starting off this week really with the sun in Pisces, Neptune conjunction, trining the nodes, and Jupiter is closing in as well. And so there's so much going on in terms of Piscean energy. There is a spiritual cleanse. There's a purge. I've said that many times before. Pisces can feel like that in and of itself. But the fact that, we have Jupiter and Neptune here brings a lot of being carried by source. But that is surrender, really. Excuse me. And being blessed, I would say, excuse me. So, there is a light being shed, or there's a light being shined on, first and foremost, a quality of optimism, a quality of a lesson learned, a quality of a spiritual value. And we are renewing our spiritual values big time. All right. And that is a key component for this week, especially if we're going to talk about our responsibilities, our duties, Saturn squaring the nodes, bringing heavy energy, seriousness, limitations, restrictions, rules that we put on ourselves, conditioning, karma, all of that. It has to be put in, and it's going to be put into the equinox energy, really. And I'm going to talk about that in just a second. But first, I want to lay a foundation where there's a light being shined on surrender, something that we need to surrender, something that we need to let go, an old spiritual value. Spiritual meaning where we have the humility to grow, where we restrict ourselves from that growth, and where we maybe over-optimistically look for something that is not there. And so that is kind of the energy that is here right now. And it is damn hard if you're trying to look for that thing that you really want to find but is not there. And it could be so easy if you just relax into it and let yourself be carried by the daily flow of life. So, that's totally up to you. It's definitely damn hard because, if we try to structure ourselves and really get into an ego, that ego is being carried everywhere right now. It's just it's as if there is no ego in this very moment. And that is heavy. We're losing ourselves. And that's positive because we have to lose ourselves in order to find ourselves. But, and Mercury in Pisces is able to really understand that at a very sensitive level. It senses it, it intuits it. But the problem with that is there's not that grounding energy that is needed, and we can't really put, something to it. We can structure it. Now, the thing is, we're building up towards a full moon in Virgo, which is a manifestation. So that is going to bring some grounded energy and some needed grounded energy. But we're going to talk about that in just a second, as I said. But first, There is, however, Mercury triseptile over to the South Node in Scorpio. There is something of our past that we are able to understand why we are having that fear, why we are self-sabotaging ourselves, which is what Scorpio is, self-sabotage. And it is manipulation and power, but it is very highly sensitive, and it knows, it is in tune. And so we have to use that energy, especially also Venus is quintiling the South Node. We can practically renew our values, our spiritual values, what we want, and our desires. They're completely changing, especially because Venus and Mars are in that last quarter square phase with Uranus. And that is complete renewal. Well, not complete renewal, but it is rebelling against the status quo. So that which we have all known of what we want in relationships, of what we desire, of our money, our possessions, all of that is just like, do I still need this? And this brings me to the Saturn square, the nodes, and the spiritual values. Saturn square the nodes, as I said, brings heaviness. Venus in Aquarius and Mars in Aquarius brings alienation, especially when, just one sidetrack, when the moon in Leo, which is happening on Monday, Tuesday, a little bit of Wednesday, we are confronted with having passion, but being confused because there's a new passion, a new value, and it seems as if we are opposing all the other people, and that we are different, that we are alienated, and we have, you know, it's like if you really express yourself, it's like as if other people are doing something else, and that could feel confusing, could feel weird, and it is a call to do that, though. You know, Leo right now is getting a hard beat. Jesus. And it's getting a hard beat. So that's the thing. It's being beaten hard, but it gets a heartbeat. And so the heartbeat needs to be kept alive. All right? But the Saturn square, the nodes, is checking in and brings heavy energy. Checking in with what? Aquarian values. Being different, right? And thinking of how are we going to do this together, and how are you going to bring your unique individual self into the equation. Your unique individual self, when it comes down to Pluto and Capricorn, because, you know, it is squaring the South Node in Scorpio, and the South Node in Scorpio is what we need to release. We need to release power. We need to release traditional values. We need to release you know, just structure, groundedness in a consensus state kind of a way. It's like, this is what has to be done. And, you know, what we need to do is think about how are we going to share our resources? Because that too is South Node Scorpio. Shared resources. How can you untie those cords, you know, where you do not longer want to be involved with? And then Saturn square the North Node is, you need to rethink how you use your resources with other people, and what is valuable for this Uranus and Taurus new Earth. And that's our responsibility right now, especially too, because we have a full moon in Virgo, which brings us the tension between science and religion, between the practical world, the 3D world, and the you know, spiritual world, and the everyday habits of life to the flow of the day, and to find a balance between those three things. And it's damn hard. The full moon in Virgo is going to bring, you know, manifestations and practical, structured, if you've done your work, you know, that work is going to thrive and soar. But it is bringing attention, like, is this still the spiritual value? And what are you going to be putting to work? Is that truly what is necessary? Is a Saturn square the nodes? But Venus and Mars, like last quarter square Uranus, that our values are changing. So, you know, even if there's a physical manifestations and we're getting what we want, now it's just like, I don't know if that is truly still what I want, and what this earth needs. So there's a big call, a big call, and this is what my guides told me. You need to rethink how you use your resources, and that is what the Saturn square the nodes is all about. Money, where are you distributing your money? But, you know, not in the sense of for yourself, but for the earth. What choices are you making? And Aquarius, for the future, for the people. And is it your unique task that you're bringing in it? Because it's done. It's done playing. It's done like, oh, you know, I need a break. And it's like, not that you can't take a break, all right? It's not, I'm not saying this, but what I'm saying is true spiritual alignment is being asked of you, because there's a shift happening. There's stuff going on, and the earth is upgrading. And if you don't go along with that upgrade, and not the upgrade on a human level, as in AI and war and something 19, all that is bullshit. And that is the Pluto in Capricorn. That needs to be destroyed. That is thinking that you're in control, and that those people are just living in a lie and in an illusion. The earth is upgrading spiritually, dimensionally, just on so many layers, energetically. It's confusing. It's freaking confusing if you're still in the old paradigm. But it's going so fast, even if you're in the new paradigm. The new paradigm is just constantly upgrading, and it's just so weird. So, but that's why that surrendering needs to happen, and that's why that alignment of your spiritual values, spiritual meaning your responsibility, how you use your talent, how you use your mind, your words, your actions to improve your environment. Improving can mean so many things, but just like to create and to give life to life. That's what that Saturn square denotes is all about. Giving life to life, giving life to each other, creating with each other. The time has come to do that now. What we're seeing at the same time is obviously Saturn, old conditioning, the patriarchy holding on, and even more and stronger, and everything is just intensing, and it's weird. It's just so paradoxical energy. But the sun, here's the thing, with that full moon, Uranus has been involved with every full moon and new moon of the last 6 months. Every. And mostly either exact trines or exact squares. Sun is semi-square Uranus, first semi-square. So that means that the shocks that we're getting of that creative potential, it's damn difficult to integrate. It needs personal effort on a spiritual level. Sun in Pisces. That's what I'm saying. Your spiritual values, you need to align with your spiritual values. This is about doing what you love and loving what you do on any level, and putting in your heart and listening to your environment, listening to your inner guides. And that's why I am creating something in the future. It's not there yet, but the cycles of nature and planets as your inner guide, because that's the only way how you can blend your outer world and your inner world. It's not the only way. It's not true, but it is the only way that I know how to do best, and that I know that works. Okay, and you know, pretty much that's what life's about. So, you know, it's not there yet, but I think, you know, that's where we need to go. And you need to do that on your own level, to blend your external and your internal environment. this week too, with Mercury in Pisces, is the time to do your tuning in with space, deep space meditations. You know, and to really listen, to really surrender constantly, and to be okay with the fact that it is so confusing and just like alienation, disorientation energy. It's there, let it be there. It's okay, it's okay, it's okay. Just constantly remind yourself, this does not last. So, and then that moon is a sesquiquadrate over to Uranus, the moon in Virgo. So, you know, this is an integration that needs to happen. That's what I said. Your analytical part, letting go of old conditioning and of things that have to be done and standards of conduct. This is how things have to go. But the manifestation that happens, how can you use those things that are in your life, appreciating it, North Node in Taurus, and use it for the new earth. Use it in service of. All right? So that's what that full moon in Virgo is all about. And that full moon in Virgo can, you know, release a lot of guilt. I haven't done this, and I should have done that, and the martyr comes up, and it's just very critical, analytical, judging energy, and that all of that is there. So we have to be very easy on ourselves, and we have to step into our sun in Pisces. Compassion, love, unity, consciousness, and spiritual values, centeredness. It's at the last degree almost. It's at the 27th, 28th degree of Pisces. It's a very mature spiritual energy with Jupiter and Neptune there, trining the nodes, trining Pluto. Guess what? This is freedom energy, but that's the thing. That's a whole paradox. This is as if you've taken shrooms and you're fucking tripping like, whoa. But to find your ground and then implement, it's like, I haven't taken ayahuasca ever, but I know from people's stories that if you've taken ayahuasca, there's a process of integration that needs to happen. And it is like that. It is such freedom, energy, such liberation. But now what? But now what do I need to do? Like, I have all this freedom, but how am I going to incorporate? I have like all these messages and of like taking shrooms and like, oh my God, all that love, but how am I going to integrate those lessons step by step? That's what the full moon in Virgo, square Uranus, trining Pluto is all about. Heavy. So that's why I would urge you to take your moment, to take your time with that full moon guide in the link below. I'm going to wish you the best week ever. And then we start off with the sun in Aries, equinox energy. More about that next week. So much love. Bye-bye.